Certainly the oldest theory of culture change, and the one most universally held, is that of a divine will. God, or fate, or a mechanistic force like karma, directs everything that happens in society. There are no accidents or surprises. Change happens just as it is meant to happen. Of course, in the modern era, notions of God or the supernatural came under suspicion. So Thomas Carlyle described a view of culture change that was widely held by secular humanists. History stands on the shoulders of great men who've done valiant things. Nowadays, theorists see these great men and women more as a product of their times than as inherently great. With the birth of modern anthropology from early theorists like Lewis Henry Morgan came the notion of unilineal evolution. Every culture must move on the same trajectory from savagery, think bows and arrows, hunters and gatherers, to barbarism, think agrarian societies, to modern civilization, like the British Empire of the 19th century. In the postmodern age, theorists no longer think the data support the notion that all cultures will move from a so-called primitive to a single idea of modernity. For most of the 20th century, anthropologists held to the notion of particularism, brought to us by Franz Boas, who argued that cultures each change in a way that's peculiar to themselves, and they change through the process of diffusion, through sharing ideas with the societies around them. The seminal studies in diffusion from Everett Rogers also focus on this catalyst for change. Christians in the 20th century were most interested in idealism, the notion that cultures are the product of underlying worldviews and ideas. Change the underlying beliefs, change the world. Francis Schaeffer is the most prominent idealist in Christian scholarship. Materialists like Marvin Harris and Jared Diamond, also called cultural-ecology or environmental determinism, think cultures change as the environment does, as the food supply becomes more abundant and the economy changes to a market system and politics become more stratified. Functionalists believe that cultures exist to meet certain biological or social functions. The need to eat and sleep and be safe never changes, but ways to meet those needs do change. So cultures change as societies innovate new ways to meet those needs. Inclusivists say that all of the above explanations have some explanatory scope. While all these theorists help explain culture change, theorists tend to focus on one explanation more than any of the others.
Created using Powtoon.